Well, it's a new Marvel movie, so that means it's good, right? Right?
I don't know.
Hey everyone, welcome to the review. Welcome to my review for Thunderbolts. Oh, yes. Thunderbolts. A movie I have not talked about on this channel yet. And for good reason, because I had neither high or low expectations for this movie. But yeah, the new installment in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Marvel's Suicide Squad, or Thunderbolts. This movie stars Florence Pugh, David Harbour, Sebastian Stan, Wyatt Russell, Julie Louis-Dreyfus, and others. And the movie is directed by Jake Schreiber. And it's about those side characters in those random Marvel movies, and they all come together and form a squad. A Suicide Squad. Misfits and everything. Anti-heroes, and they need to go on a mission to prove themselves that they also can be heroes. Yeah.
Triangle, bitch. Study.
A lot of these characters are from those Marvel projects no one gave a shit about. Like, Falcon the Winter Soldier, Black Widow, Ant-Man and the Wasp. Those movies and shows that no one gave a rat's ass about. All those characters are in this movie. And yeah, this is, I guess, Marvel trying to go a little darker, more bleak, because this movie's all about, like, depression and anxiety and acceptance and all that stuff. And for the most part, it's okay. I know when it comes to Marvel movies, like, if you don't absolutely love them, you're like a hater and stuff. And when movies like this come out, it's interesting because when a movie is just average, now, if it's just average or mid in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, people just love it. They're like, that's a win for them. Like, just an okay movie. It is like a masterpiece. It was like Deadpool and Wolverine when it came out last year. People went crazy over that movie. And I get it. There's a lot of fun, entertaining stuff in that film. But that movie was just okay. That movie was just cameos. It was just cameo the movie. It was just all cameos and fun jokes at the X-Men movies. There wasn't a lot of substance there. Like, Hugh Jackman was great, and there's some fun action. But the movie was just fine. But people treated it like it was, this is the return to form for the Marvel Universe. And I feel like people are going to do the same with this, because this movie isn't trash. And because it's not trash, it's incredible. Like, because we've had a lot of trash lately. Like, with the Marvels, and just lately with Captain America Brave New World. A really boring, forgettable crap fest. So this movie that actually has some pretty darn good things, people are going to really love it. And that's fine. I'd rather them love this than something like the Marvels. But to me, it wasn't that amazing. It did not blow me away. This movie did not make me a Marvel fanboy again, because I used to be one of the Marvel fanboys out there. You can see in my previous videos back in like 2016 days that, man, I went gaga for this shit and I loved it, but I just kind of lost hope in the MCU. And this movie is not going to return that hope just because it's okay. Like, that's fine. Like, I didn't hate it, so I don't know if you guys want to take that as a win. And this is not coming from someone who just went into the movie expecting, like, to hate it. I didn't go to hate watch the film. I went to this movie with very middle expectations, and it was basically stayed there. It didn't exceed it, and it didn't disappoint. It just kind of stayed right there in the middle for me. And then I didn't also go into the movie like a lot of the fans go into, just going in to love it and turning off any critical side of their brain and just go to love it and go gaga over it. You can do that, that's fine, but that's just not how I roll. I have to be critical of every movie, so there's that. And the movie was, again, it was mid. It was okay. At best, you could probably say it was pretty darn good. Alright, let's talk about some of the positives. For the most part, the performances are very good. The standout is Yelena as Florence Pugh. She's great. She gives a good performance. Some people were saying like this was like Oscar worthy performance. I'm like, wouldn't go that far, but it was good. Florence Pugh is a very very good and talented actress, and she is solid in this role. She does a good job. David Harbour also does a good job. He's very funny. He's the only one that's funny, because everyone else, when they make a joke, it's cringe as fuck, but he is legit funny, and he is enjoyable, and is one of the most likable characters, and he's very good. And Sebastian Stan is always very good as Bucky Barnes. Everybody else was there. This movie doesn't redeem Ghost or Taskmaster. They're just kind of there. And Wyatt Russell, I thought actually, as much as I hated Falcon and the Winter Soldier, I did not like that show. I thought John Walker was the most interesting character in that show, but they give him nothing to do in this movie, and he's just kind of a dick. And I'm like, oh, okay. I thought he could have been a stand-up because he was the best part in like one of the weakest Marvel shows, but he's just not that great in this movie. He's just kind of a jerk, and I didn't give a rat's ass what happened to him. The only ones that I thought were interesting was David Harbour, Florence Pugh, and Sebastian Stan. That's it. No one else. Julia Louis-Dreyfus also has nothing to do in this movie. They just put her in the movie because she was in the show. So, like, yeah, let's shove her in there. I guess she's like the Amanda Waller. I don't know. But she doesn't do much or say much. And she's basically kind of there for exposition. And that's really it. The villain. That's all I gotta say. And the movie is a lot about depression. There's like a therapy scene, and the movie's a lot about them dealing with their inner demons and the darkness of their past. Some of it is done very well. I can tell there was effort put into the script, and there is some legit, like, you know, some good emotional scenes. I can tell they're actually trying to be real and make these characters feel very human and relatable for the most part, and I can appreciate that. And tackling depression and all that, that's kind of cool. It's kind of interesting. And again, Marvel doesn't tackle those things very often, so I can give it kudos for that. Nice job. I think that's it. That's the only thing I kind of really liked. Yeah, I liked the depression stuff. The main characters, pretty good. Good performances. There you go. So what doesn't work? For one thing, the movie doesn't look great. And I know some people will disagree, but it looks so artificial. Most movies nowadays look artificial, though. A lot of it just doesn't look great. Movies just don't look nice. It's overly polished, and there's a lot of oranges and browns and grays, and it just doesn't make it look pleasant. The color coding in this movie just looks so ugly. And it was not pleasing to the eyes, and I was like, why? Like, oh my god, who comes up with these ideas to shoot movies like that? Like, that's what I loved about Nosferatu, even though it's like all very gray and bleak. It's because it's a gothic horror film, and it was shot so beautifully. It was like a canvas. It was so beautiful how amazing that film was shot, and even how Alexander Inarritu, how he did Birdman and Revenant, like the way he shot those movies was just so beautiful. And as we don't get those now, and we just get these very AI looking shots that just they look so fake and just look so too polished, and they just don't feel right. And I just didn't like the look and coloring of this film. Also, the action was so forgettable. The action sequences were very just kind of your standard PG-13 superhero action. Nothing really stood out. You're not going to remember any action sequences or iconic scenes in this film. You know, like the Winter Soldier elevator scene, or the Civil War airport scene, or Iron Man when he's like first puts on the suit and destroys all his weapons in the first Iron Man movie. And like there's just like so many iconic moments. Like also like when Captain America uses Thor's hammer and fights Thanos. Like there's just so many like iconic action scenes in the Marvel films, and there's none of that in this. There's not a single action sequence you're going to remember at all in this movie. It is just so basic and forgettable. So, Yeah, if you're going for like fun action, you might get it, but you will not remember in 20 minutes after the film is done. Also, the movie is incredibly anticlimactic. Something like really big kind of happens at the ending, and it's supposed to be like this very emotional thing, and then it just kind of goes to black and ends the film. I'm like, okay, we're done, I guess. It's like, we're done. Okay, cool. I'm like, that was a little strange. The movie has end credits, mid credits, and end credits thing that's going to make the fans go, ah! What was shown, I actually was expecting. I'm like, yeah, I expected that. So, the Marvel films are just getting predictable now. Alright, what else? What else can I talk about? I can't spoil the movie because it's not even out yet, so... I feel like if you saw the trailer and you were pumped as fuck to see this movie, you're gonna love it. You're gonna have a great time with it. And if you're someone who's just been kind of with the MCU and you're just looking for a film that's like gonna finally maybe bring you back as a fan, I don't think this is it. I don't think this is gonna be the movie that's gonna bring the fans back. I think it's just going to be another Marvel film that's going to please the already existing fans. Everyone else is just kind of thinking of it as just like this kind of okay superhero movie. It also has like the typical Marvel thing, like you have to watch previous installments to completely understand all these characters because it's a franchise. So that also makes the film not only stand on its own 2 feet. The one thing I can kind of give it, at least the characters are all from the movies, not the shows. But again, John Walker's in the movie. You have to watch Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So that's the thing with these kind of films. They can't really stand on their own because you have to watch existing project films and shows to fully grasp what's going on. Like, if it's a sequel to something that's different, it's a sequel to a film. So, of course, you got to see the previous film to understand the sequel. But this is not a sequel. It's his own film. Because it is its own film, these characters are from all the other existing films. You have to watch those existing films to understand and grasp what these characters are feeling. That is a big flaw when you do franchise movies like this. You have to do your homework. And it doesn't always make the film stand on its own because it only works if you see other films. So that's always my gripe with all the Marvel films. So that's why I appreciated Werewolf by Night. It was its own thing, and you could just watch it, and that's it. So, yeah, to me, it was just okay. It was an okay movie. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. I was glad I watched it. Will not watch it again. So, there you go. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give Thunderbolts a 6.5 out of 10. Check it out if you're a diehard fan. This is a very honest review. I'm not going to bullshit it. I hope you all enjoyed my take because I am not the person who's just going to go and love everything the Marvel shits out. I'm not going to just be like, oh my god, it's the greatest thing you'll ever watch. It's the new It movie. This is better than Endgame and better than Civil War. I'm not going to do that. But I'm also not going to go and just hate this movie and just go to be like, this movie sucks. Fuck you, shills. This is a piece of shit. This is just, what's everything wrong with Marvel and Disney. I'm not going to do that either. I'm going in as a movie. As a movie, it's okay. For the fans, you're going to love it. For the non-fans, you're just going to be thinking, it's fine. So, it's fine. So let me know in the comments below what your thoughts and opinions on Thunderbolts and what are you expecting from it. Is there something that you particularly want to see in this movie? Also, who is your favorite character out of the Thunderbolts? Comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like this video, please subscribe to this channel and join the Ducks.